What's going on, world? DS1 Ross. I'm back. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who supports Sheep Stay Sleep TV. It's very much appreciated. Shout out to everybody who support the content, support the channel, and just support me as a person. I appreciate it all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and let some people come in before I begin what I'm gonna say real quick this morning. But shout out to everybody. I appreciate the love. I appreciate all the support. It's very much appreciated, man. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all see the title, and I'm gonna break down um what it is. And if y'all watching right now, um check the description box to see why I said what I said. The stream is in the description. Check the description box. Well, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just start. Um, AngryMan, he did a show a couple days ago, and it was called "Why Do." Um, Good morning, Raphael. Peace to you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. What's going on, Donna? Good morning. He did a show a couple days ago. Like I said, if y'all want to go watch the show for yourselves to see exactly why I came up with this topic, yeah, the link to the show is in the description box, so y'all could go check it out. But he did a show a couple days ago, and he was talking about how um why black men need therapy, you know, and why we need um basically why we need therapy. And he was going into specifically past traumatic situations. Good morning, soft spoken. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Um and the way he was going with the show, it was almost like he pretty much knows that that's what black people need at this point. You see? If we're really going to make some substantial change within our people, That's what we need. Now, of course, there's other solutions. Of course. Shanny Cat, peace to you. Thanks for tuning in. And he understands that the past trauma that we've been through, you know, pretty much, if it's not addressed, it pretty much dictates our life today. And this is something I've said for a long time on my channel. Good morning, Afrocentric. Ratchet Kingdom, welcome. And this is why I said he understands my solution for us, which is heal before we build. Because this is the reason why we cannot effectively build anything. We cannot even develop the relationships that we need between each other for us to do anything political. Good morning, Kels. Thanks for tuning in. You know, we will never be able to do what it is we say we want to do or what we need to do if we don't address those issues. Like I've said before, a lot of the other things that people talk about, I respect and I agree with. But those are only results to the root of the problem. You see? The bad health, the lack of political power, the lack of economic power, all of those are results of what I've been talking about for the longest. We cannot build those things up if we don't heal first. It will never work. It wouldn't work. And on that show, I'm like, damn, finally somebody get it. Finally somebody gets it, man. He get it. So shout out to AngryMan, because he know what it is. He specifically said the reason why people are dysfunctional is because of those things. It's because of that. But nobody wants to address those things, man. And I salute to that brother for addressing the real issue. Because I just did a show about a week and a half ago about, are we addressing the real issue? And I see a couple of other panels been talking about other things too. Because it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. We got to stop bullshitting with each other. See, I did another show. This was about a year and a half ago. Y'all could go check that out on my channel. It's called Philosophy versus Practicality, where I went into how a lot of people are more philosophical than practical. The Eat Kitchen, good morning. We have to stop being so philosophical. And I know I may say shit that may sound philosophical. You know? Super Trez, respect, brother. Good morning to you. Welcome. But we have to be more practical in our approach, because a lot of us complain about the system. But we got to figure out where we going to fit into the system and how we're going to implement a strategy. But the only way we could do that is if we cut the cord on certain things in our lives. Good morning, raining woman. Good morning. You know, we had to heal from past traumatic situations. Good morning, my sister Eunice. Good morning. Because if we don't, shout out to Loso. Good morning, Loso. It's all good, Super Trez. Great sunrise, fam. Welcome. But he was talking about his past and the things that he's been through and how those things still affect him to this day. Mrs. Berry, good morning, Mrs. Berry. Good morning, Black Diamond. And see, we have to understand, this is why they say we're a broken people or we're broke. See, we take things that, is bad for us and we tend to use it as a form of, we use it as a weapon to go against each other. Like, oh, you broke. But when we actually using that term, it's not a financial thing. To be broke is actually, you're broke. Not that you don't have money. No, you're broke within. And we have to understand that those terms and those things come from past issues, man. And AngryMan went into that. He went into how the things that happened to him when he was young, the things he had to deal with, and how that made him make certain decisions. You see why I say the things that we talk about are a result of something else? Because he went into it. He specifically said that if he would have grew up in the household with his mother and his father and they got along, he would have grew up a geek. He wouldn't have never been a street nigga. Do you know how many street niggas probably feel like that and could tell you that? If they grew up around functional parents, that they wouldn't have had no reason to go out and hustle to eat. This man actually told us this. His outlook on life before he began to reform himself and heal from certain things was a certain way due to how he grew up and how traumatic it was, how tumultuous it was. And like he said, he still is affected to this day by these things. Do you know how many people like that running around here? But want to run around and act like they got it all figured out. See, he understands that we got to heal before we build. Because that's what he had to do. There's certain things he had to heal from before he became who he is today. See? He had to learn how to forgive people. He had to learn how to forgive his parents. But In order for him to keep loving his parents, for him to keep loving people in his family, for him to be able to even deal with them. Because you don't want to hold that resentment, because what it does is it holds you back. If you want to be the best person you're going to be, then you have to learn to forgive. You got to learn to let certain things go. So he get it. And this is something I've been saying for a long time on my channel. This is what my whole channel was about. And he said the black man and the black woman needs to go to therapy. See, we have to begin to address the problems and the ills that belong to us. We have to. We can't keep walking around here projecting. What happened to the reflect? When are we going to reflect on ourselves? You got people up here saying that we need to do away with the system. How the hell we going to do away with a system when we don't know how to properly build one? Thank you so much, Soft Spoken. Have a good day. How do we do away with a system that we don't know how to construct? We don't know how to build. And see, I'm going to do another, I'm going to come back later and do another show about that. But we have to get out of this philosophical mindset. A lot of us on here come on here and just want to sound like philosophers. Shout out to you, Charles Willie. Good morning. When we have to be more practical in our approach. And it starts with us. And this is why I got a lot of respect for AngryMan. Because he tells the raw and uncut truth. And that shit rattles people. It rattles people. Because people don't want to address their own problems. They're afraid to. They're afraid to. Do you know, and I figured this out myself from me dealing with women. Do you know why a lot of our women are dysfunctional? A lot of our women are dysfunctional because of sexual abuse and emotional abuse. This is why you got the masculine woman. These women ain't just masculine because they got jobs and they making all the money. And no, that's not just making a woman masculine because she working. No. A lot of these women are masculine because they're using that as a shield. They're trying to protect themselves from predators because of sexual abuse. And a lot of men deal with sexual abuse also. This is why you see hypersexual men. They deal with men and women. Exactly. The Eat Kitchen, we need to address the family secrets. And see, that's a dysfunction that we have as a people. Good morning, Nikki. We don't want to address that. For years and years and years, the women in our family been protecting the pedophiles in our family. The women have been doing that. The older aunts, the grandmothers, they have been protecting the pedophiles in our family. And then when you get a guy like me that grow up into a man, and I want these dudes up out of here, like AngryMan said, what do? They silence you. They ostracize you. When you want to speak up about this shit, when you want to put these people on blast and put the children on notice to stay away from this person, they want to ostracize you. They want to say, you don't know what you talking about. They want to make excuses. This is a dysfunction. Exactly. That's why family reunions always end up in fights and funerals. And he touched on all of this stuff. That's why I said the link is in the description. If y'all want to watch the show in its entirety. But I had to touch on this because, man, this is the first person on YouTube that I heard his behavior on. See, Dion Wilshire, you just came in here and displayed shameful behavior. Because you came in my chat room, for one, you didn't even speak to me. That's number one. When you come in somebody's house, you're supposed to speak to them. So that shows that you have shameful behavior. So you got to relax, homie. If you going to listen. Don't come in my chat room typing dumb shit. Because you displaying the same shameful behavior that you talking about. Yeah, Ebony Knowledge, you need to pay attention to. You need to pay attention too, because you know what you like to do. You like to be around bullshit and, hype up bullshit. Sit back and watch. Relax. Relax yourself too, Ebony Knowledge. If you came in peace, then you should have just said peace. Oh, that's not true. Okay. You've been blocked from my channel before. Why is that? Because you come around on some bullshit. You come around to be entertained and to stir shit up. Nobody ain't got time for that. You too grown for that. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. Yeah, because you coming in my chat room on some bullshit. Yeah, you know what you do, Ebony Knowledge. That's why you was blocked before. Why was you on the block list? I don't just block people from my channel. I block people who come in on some bozo shit. Won't you just sit back and listen? See, that's the problem with, see, this how you know that what I'm saying is true, because people get triggered. They can't even sit back and listen to what I'm saying. They gotta type. They have to say something because it's eating them up. Right. So while you came in here talking, Ebony Knowledge, you were grown. Obviously, you're grown. So if you don't know what's being talked about, why would you open your mouth? This is what I'm talking. That's a dysfunction that black people have. See, look, a grown ass man talking like a little idiot. So we can only type if we agree? No, you idiot. Listen to what I said. I said, why would you come in here and type some dumb shit in my chat room? First of all, you didn't even greet me, Dion Wilshire. You didn't come in here and greet me. That's number. So you already off cold and disrespectful, my man. Number one, you don't come in nobody's house without speaking to them. Didn't your parents teach you that? See, this is how you know people grew up in dysfunction. They'll come in your house and ask you for something to drink before they speak to you. Walk in your house and say, where the food at? Nigga ain't even speak to you. This is the problem with our people. And we've made dysfunction normal. We have normalized dysfunctional behavior. The man didn't even come in and speak. He just came in my chat room and said some dumb shit. I don't give a fuck if you don't like AngryMan. I don't give a fuck if you don't like AngryMan, Dion. I don't give a fuck if you disagree with AngryMan. I don't give a fuck if you disagree with me. If you disagree, hit the dislike button and keep it pushing. You a grown-ass man. But you feel like you have to say something. You acting like a woman. See, only women do that. Only immature women do shit like that. Oh, I don't like what he's saying, so I'ma tell him. That's Dion. A grown-ass man acting like an immature woman. This is sad. And then we wonder why there is no constructive building. This shit is sad. Shout out to my brother Gab. I seen you, bro. But see, shout out to Krista Taylor too. Welcome, sis. Good morning. Great to see you. Frederick Blue, welcome, my brother. Peace to you. But like I was saying, he was talking about how dysfunction is created, how we become dysfunctional adults because we grew up as dysfunctional children. And I've said this numerous times. Salute to my brother Crew. This dude is an idiot. You an idiot. When did I say I own YouTube, you idiot? See, he act just like, you act like a teenage girl. You act like a teenage girl, Dion. When I ever say YouTube is my house? This is my house because this is my channel. I never said YouTube was my house. See, he acting like a little girl. He acting just like a little girl. You embarrassing yourself, Dion. You know that? You embarrassing yourself. You really are. Because you have selective hearing like an immature woman. You making up shit. This is sad. when you can just move on about your day? You could just move on about your day, Dion. But you woke up and obviously you typed in the search engine AngryMan and my stream popped up and you came in here. This is sad. You're a disgrace, Dion. You need help, brother. You need help. You need help. I'm dead serious. You really need help. You are a dysfunctional person. You really think your opinion matters. You really do. See, if you want to be heard, see, this how you know people who troll people, this how you know growing up they didn't get attention. Because he wants attention. He wants attention. So he comes in chat rooms and say dumb shit. Because you looking to be acknowledged. See? See? My chat room is reading the dumb shit that you saying. I just told you you can disagree with me and hit the dislike button. What is wrong with you? This is why I say, family, we have to heal before we build. We need to get into politics. We need to do well, our economics need to be straight. We cannot create black business with broken black people. Exactly, Super Trez. If you're going to talk crazy, at least have an avatar. What are you talking about? What are you... My man, Dion Wilshire, I don't think you properly I don't think you can comprehend things correctly. I think you have a problem with comprehension. Because what are you just making shit up. Yes, hurt people do hurt people. Definitely. That's a fact, Ebony Knowledge. Hurt people do hurt people. And hurt people also start shit too. Smooches, good morning. Yeah, you may have to watch the playback after I'm done. Exactly, Poetic Kels. That's why I fuck with you, Kels. Exactly. He on my channel telling me how I should do things and how I should feel. But let me keep it pushing. And by the way, don't block Dion. Don't block him. Let him stay in here and embarrass himself. Don't block him. Yeah, he trolling crew. He definitely trolling. Let him troll. Let him embarrass himself. Let him embarrass himself. But like I was saying, he was touching on the dysfunction that's created from when we're children. Good morning, highly favored. Great to see you. And y'all can go and check out the stream. I put the stream in the description. The link is there. So if y'all want to watch the show for yourselves, y'all can. But he understands that we have to heal before we build, man. Indeed, Francesca, and welcome. I appreciate that. And we have to understand that it's going to take a lot of patience, a lot of patience in order for us to build with dysfunctional people. And it's going to take it's going to be a longer process. You wonder why it's taking black men so long to build something for us? It's because a lot of us are dysfunctional. We are dysfunctional. Black people, period. Black men and black women. And we live and we normalize the dysfunctions that we have. See, I did a show about this called The Blame Game. We play the blame game as black men and black women because of dysfunction. See, some of the same things Valdez was touching on is some of the things I went through. My mother and my father broke up when I was young. They actually broke up when I was 5 years old. And see, I didn't know how much that affected me till I became a grown man. Till I became about, I'm going to just say in my early 20s. And I didn't know how dysfunctional I was. I didn't know. I didn't understand how that affected me. You know? You really don't understand how that affects you until you start trying to build relationships. For a long time, I'm talking about a long time, even through my teenage years, I was angry at women. I'm talking about literally angry. Very angry. Very. I would curse a woman out in a drop of a hat. And I never understood where the anger came from. I never understood where the anger came from. When I was a teenager, my homeboys used to be like, yo, she feeling you. And you know what I used to say? Man, fuck her. Act like she ain't even there. You know why? And I realized this when I became a grown man. I was angry at my mother. I was very angry at my mother. Because I felt like it was her fault that my parents separated. I blamed my mother for it. And I blamed my mother for a long time for it. You see? So, in my life, I never had a lot of serious relationships with women. For a long time, I couldn't even be friends with a woman because of the anger I had for women. Because I was just mad at my mother. And I didn't even know that. This is why I say we begin to normalize this stuff. This is why I say this. There's a lot of people running around still mad at their fathers and creating YouTube platforms and expressing their hatred for black men because they mad at their father. Your father is the first man that's supposed to protect you before you go out in the world and get a boyfriend. The one who's supposed to protect and provide should be your father first. And when a woman grows up with a functional dad, you know what happens? She become a functional woman. She don't begin to be toxic towards men. See, I was toxic towards women because of the relationship I had with my mother. Because once my mother and my father broke up, even though my dad always took care of me, he always sent bread and did all that type of stuff. I was always able to go see him and all of that. But then I began to see a lot of the dysfunction that my mother had. And I didn't understand it because I was a young boy. My mother was very aggressive toward me, very strict. And I never understood. I just would ask myself, why is my mother like this? Why is she like this? Why is she so mean? I appreciate that, Rainy Woman. I appreciate that. But I never stopped loving my mother. Never. And when I became a grown man, I forgave my mother. Because you know what I started thinking about? What the fuck she went through in her life that I don't know about? She only was doing what she thought was right. That's all she was doing. Even if it was wrong, she only was doing what she thought was right. So I can't hold that against my mother. I love my mother. And you know what else will help me forgive my mother too? Me and my dad sat down and had a talk. And me and him, we always talk. My dad is like my brother. Because I'm the only child. I don't have no siblings. I'm the only child on both sides. My father has no more children, nor do my mother. And you know what he told me? He said, it's not all your mother's fault. I played the part in it. There's certain things I didn't do right that I should have done. That took a lot of weight off my heart. Because for years, I was mad at my mother for something that she wasn't 100% a part of it. It wasn't all her fault. It wasn't all her fault. And my dad admitted it. He said, don't blame your mother. It ain't just her fault. It's my fault too. You see? Yeah, he told me that, Shanny Cat. Because, see, my dad never wanted me to grow up and hate my mother. because I've had anger issues since I was young. And my dad, he saw that in me. Because at the age of 13, my mother made me go live with my father. My mother basically put me out. She ain't throw my shit on the street or none of that, but she told me, you can't stay here. You a teenager now. You need to go be with your father. You need to learn how to be a man. And she called my father up and said, come get your son. I don't want him here no more. He's getting too big. He's 13. I don't want him having sex in my house. I don't want him doing no drugs. Come get him. And if my father wasn't the man he was, what if he had told my mother, I'm not going to take him, or I can't? But see, that's how you know, no matter what my mother and my father been through, my mother knew the type of man my father was. She knew he wouldn't deny me. That's why she called him and told him that. But that shit hurt me. Because I felt like she was putting me out. I did nothing wrong. But that's what she said. And guess what? When I look back at it now, that was the best thing my mother could have ever done for me. Because I learned so much. My dad taught me how to cook. My dad. My mother didn't teach me how to cook. As I got older and I started cooking, my mother used to tell me, oh, you could call me and I'll give you recipes and tell you what to do. But I didn't need that because my dad was right there. You know how some young men or some young women, they sit in the kitchen with their mother and learn how to cook? My mother told me, get out the kitchen. I stood in the kitchen with my dad. But just to get back on what I was saying, I had to forgive my mother because I was grown and I had to start thinking, man, what is it that she went through? You know, a lot of us, you know, we don't think about that. Because when you a child, you could be selfish. You know? Yeah, Loso, man, that happens. See, we don't understand how dysfunctional people are. And sometimes it could be your parents. And then you wonder why you grow up and have certain issues. But see, the type of person I am, I wanted to find the root of the problem that I had. Nah, I don't think it was that, Nikki. I don't think it was that. I just think that my mom's didn't feel like she had time to do that. She was more focused on working and, you know, providing. So she didn't really think about that. I don't think it was the whole effeminizing thing. I don't think it was that. Her mind was somewhere else. This is what I'm saying. We don't know what our parents went through. And dysfunction teaches dysfunction. This is why you got to watch what you say and do to your children. It's important. You got to watch and say what you do around your children, because they're going to internalize it. And it's going to come out in certain ways. We got to understand that. Nope, they don't, Frederick. Definitely don't. They don't tell us the truth. But see, my dad, he always was transparent with me. I think a lot of times my mother didn't tell me things because she wanted to spare my feelings. Kevin Nash, good morning, my brother. Kenneth, welcome, brother. Thanks for always tuning in and supporting Sheep Stay Sleep TV, man. It's very much appreciated. You know, because women are nurturers. And now that I'm grown, my mother, I'm going to just be honest. Now that I'm grown, my mother treats me more like I'm young. You know, when it comes to certain things. And now I understand why my mother didn't tell me certain things. I do think she didn't tell me too, because she probably didn't want me to look at her in a certain way, but also she was trying to spare my feelings. She was trying to protect me in the way she thought, you know, she could provide protection for my feelings. But my dad, see me, I'm the type of person, don't spare my feelings with bullshit. Tell me the truth. You know? I want to know the truth. I'm a Capricorn. Don't hide the truth from me, because I'm going to look for it anyway. I'm a seeker. I'm going to find it anyway. But my dad, he was always transparent and honest with me. And that's because of who he was. And my grandfather, which is my father's father, him and my dad didn't have a good relationship when he was growing up. So my dad always made a conscious decision that me and him will have a great relationship. And we do. That's my dad, but me and him talk like brothers. My dad could come to me and talk to me when he's not feeling well, when he's feeling down. And I could do the same with him. And this is because the relationship that he's built with me since I was a child. My dad never lied to me. See, me, I'm the type of person, if you're not going to tell me the truth, don't tell me nothing. I'd rather not know it. You see? And one thing my dad always taught me, even when me and my mother broke up, when him and my mother broke up, he always told me, I don't ever want to hear you disrespecting your mother. Yeah, me and her no longer together, but you better not disrespect your mother. Don't grow up and have any resentment towards your mother. And I used to always wonder, why was he able to say that? And it's because basically he knew that they didn't break up just because of her. It was him too. And sometimes, man, we just got to understand that everybody's not meant to be with each other forever. Sometimes you can just come across a person and y'all may just be meant to have a child. You see? Because not all the time are people, people got to understand. What's up, Jalen? People got to understand that there's more to a relationship. There's more levels in a relationship than just love. And it's not that people don't love each other, because my father still tell me to this day, I never loved a woman like I loved your mother. My mother tells me the same thing. Nobody has done anything for me or loved me the way your father has. They both still tell me that. So they didn't break up out of love because of the lack of love. There's other things, man, in relationships that don't work for people. And sometimes you got to step off from that. It's not because you don't love a person. You see? And shout out to AngryMan, man, because he a strong dude. Because he expressed how if he was to get married, he couldn't even invite his parents because they wouldn't be able to get along. They can't sit in the same room. That hurts, man. That shit hurt me when he said it. Because I would hate for my parents to be like that. That shit'll hurt me. That if I was getting married, my parents couldn't be there. Because it's going to be an issue. That shit will hurt me, man. That shit hurt me saying it. But y'all wonder where this man anger comes from. See, y'all, the problem with us as a people, we expect us to have everything figured out. We don't like to fix shit. We like to complain about it being broken. When the niggas that's complaining is broken, they ain't got it all figured out. We have to fix ourselves before we could goddamn fix society. We always talking on these panels about we need to fix society. No, fix ourselves first. No problem, Raining Woman. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your support. I love that about you. You're so welcoming. And I even see that when you go live. So I appreciate that, Raining Woman. We talking about we need to fix. We need to fix. We need to fix the government. Nigga, your household still fucked up. How we gonna fix the government? Amanda Gathers, good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in. How we supposed to, or we need to get into politics. We need to become politicians and governors. Nigga, do you govern your house? That's the first place you gotta be a governor at. In your house, in your family. This is why I say A lot of these platforms are not addressing the real issue. Exactly, Nikki. Exactly. Exactly. Pretending like it's okay. Bless Grandma. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. We got to heal before we build, black people. We cannot raise functional children in dysfunction. Storm Jones, good morning. Great to see you, Storm. It is what it is. All this other shit being talked about is a result of the lack of healing of black folk. Our money ain't right. You know why our money ain't right? Because the way we spend our money is out of dysfunction. You know, I hear a lot, oh, well, black women got the best jobs and they need to take their money and stop doing this and stop doing that. Well, black women will make better choices with their money if they heal from certain traumas. A lot of black women that I know, most of them spend their money on eating out and going to the goddamn bar getting drunk. That money right there could be saved for a year or two, and shit, that'd be damn near probably a couple $100,000. A lot of black women don't wear their natural hair. Why? Because they don't feel good about themselves. That's why. So they have to heal from that. They got to heal from that because something happened to them in their childhood that said, I'm not pretty. The women on TV are pretty. No doubt, Rising Star, welcome. Jabad Williams, welcome. I agree. But see, black people got to understand what it is to practice white supremacy. Good question, Nikki. Al Cool Gator, welcome. Glad you tuning in, brother. You see? Do you know how many young women grow up and their mothers are emotional abusive to them? I know I've been in relationships with a few women who've told me this. I've been to their house and saw it. They mothers and their brothers, oh, you ugly. Oh, you fat. You this, you that. Then they go to school and hear it. You ugly. You fat. You this, you that. Then they like a boy. The boy don't like them and they tell him, I don't like you because you ugly. You fat. You this, you that. So do you know what that does to a woman? To call a woman ugly, you know what that may do to her? And I'm not going to sit here and act like I ain't never called a woman ugly, because I have. But that's just not, that shit breaks a woman down. Because they've been hearing that since they were kids. Just like a lot of young black boys been hearing since they were kids that they ain't shit. You ain't shit. You just like your father. You ain't shit. You gonna grow up and be a broke ass nigga like your father. You gonna grow up and be a jail nigga like your father. You gonna grow up and be a piece of shit. Now, what type of confidence is being instilled in that young boy for him to grow up and to do something? But we got black women on here saying that black men don't do nothing for the community. How can we when we've been broken down? Our women have been broken down. So we got to understand that we have to heal before we build. We have to understand that, y'all. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in this morning. I will be back later and I will be discussing some more things. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all go in the description box and hit the link. Go in the description box and hit that link so y'all can go and watch AngryMan's show. So y'all can hear him speak on his testimony. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Much love to y'all. Y'all have a great day. This is DS1 Ross of Sheep Stay Sleep TV. We have to heal before we build. Oh, I'm going to answer that question real quick, crew. The first step is acknowledging that we have a problem. You know, like the other person said, like Nikki said. She said, we have to stop acting like everything is okay. Because that's what we do. So the first step is acknowledging we have a problem. Being honest. Being candid about what we've went through. And how it has affected us. That's the only way we can be on the journey to healing. Healing is a process, crew. It's not an event, bro. It's a process. It's not an event. This is something that's going to take generations to do, bro. So I appreciate all y'all for tuning in once again, family. And I'll be back later. This is DS1 Ross of Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And like I always say, we got to heal before we build. Because if we keep trying to build before we heal, we're just going to keep destroying everything we create. And the goal is to be constructive, not destructive. Y'all have a good day.